Hello, good evening, and welcome to Cricket Country's live analysis of the final session on the third day between India and England in the first test at Rajkot. What we got to see was a dominant display of batting by the Indian batsman. Cheteshwar Pujara scored a fantastic 124. Murali Vijay fell later in the day for 126, but what they did together was something which England did not expect. Cheteshwar Pujara and Murali Vijay, they got together very early in the very early on the third day. They added as many as 209 runs for the second wicket, and they proved that England are going to have a very tough time dismissing the rest of the Indian batsmen. India ended the day at 319 for 4 with the fourth wicket, the last wicket of the day, being that of the night watchman. India sent in Amit Mishra as the night watchman because Murali Vijay was the last. Was a wicket which fell very late in the day. Indian captain Virat Kohli has made a very strong start. He is batting on 26 of 70 odd balls. He needs to get a big score. India is still behind by 218 runs. I am Devasith Verma from Cricket Country, and here with me is my colleague Swajit Mustafi. And we are going to discuss about how the game is going to pan out in the next 2 days because the teams are slowly but steadily getting at the same level. And what will happen next is something which we all can anticipate. From the Indian perspective, what we can anticipate is India will go at some point of time go past the English total, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. It was a dominating show by Indians today. Yeah, and if we see, but I think we will be a bit disappointed losing those 2 wickets at the back end of the day. And,
Correct.
having ending the day with just 2 wickets down would have made a huge, it would have been a morale booster. Murali Vijay would not be happy with the way he got out. He did all the hard work for he should have stayed unbeaten at the end of the day. And I think it was a bit of a strategic error sending Amit Mishra as the night watchman. And again, that was another,
So who according to you should have been the best or probably the ideal night watchman at this position?
See, ideally, we all know about, Ishan Sharma is not playing, so that we know how Umesh Yadav and Shami bat there, they go after the bowling. So I think it would be a wise decision to send in Rahane since only 1 over was left for the day and Kohli could have just played the entire over. And it would have been a more sensible decision at this point of time.
Correct. Talking about how the day panned out for India. India obviously they went into the day with some good runs on the board, 63 from no loss in 23 overs. England's over rate was very slow, but India did take their time to score their runs. The second session what we saw was a very dull kind of a cricket being played by the two sides because not many runs were scored in the second session. Had India scored more, they would have at least got the lead, England lead, which they have right now of 218 runs in the first innings. Under 200. England, on their part, will be feeling that they still have some advantage left in the game. It's not the case that everything is lost. They have 200 plus runs on the lead, and if they're able to snaffle out 2-3 quick wickets of India in the early on in the fourth day, then we have a contest, and we have a contest once again coming back into the game.
Definitely. So even at this stage, I would say England are ahead. They still lead by 190 runs. We have seen this happen in Kolkata last 2012. India again got off to a good start, and they just once they started losing wickets, they just lost quite a few wickets in the very end. And the advantage between England and they eventually won the test. And the Indian middle order has performed well against New Zealand. Even in this particular game, they are doing a good job. But again, if we look back, the Indian middle order has, at times has been brittle. And we have seen once, one wicket fall, there have been a number of wickets that have fallen. So I believe at this point of time, I think what Pujara and Vijay were, trying to ensure was they wanted to, play till the end of the day, ensure that the match, they save the match, and so I think I would not, basically criticize the approach, and now they are in a strong position, and let's hope that Virat Kohli and Rahane put up a good partnership like they did in Indore.
If we go back to the New Zealand series, what we got to see was two very strong batting performances by India. If you take out the last match in which Virat Kohli and I think Rahane both got centuries, it was Vijay and Cheteshwar Pujara coming up with two very special partnerships which actually kept India in the hunt and probably gave them more advantage over New Zealand. Now, keeping this in mind, once again, Murali Vijay and Cheteshwar Pujara have given India that advantage. Now, it is up to the likes of Rahane, Ashwin, Saha, and the rest of the batsmen to follow to take India as close to England as possible, and if possible, go a little ahead of them. That will be a moral victory, isn't it?
Yeah, that definitely will be a moral victory, and as a number one side, I still think that Virat Kohli will go in tomorrow thinking that we can still go and win this match.
Correct.
But then India will have to play session by session. They'll have to have targets for each and every session, and winning sessions will help them come closer to what their target of winning this test would be. Right? It will definitely not be easy because England are a quality side and it's going to bat on. And again, talking about the depth in Indian batting, there's Rahane, we have Saha, Ashwin, Jadeja, we have Bumrah. Not to forget, he has 3 triple hundreds and Rajkot.
Yes. That is the Indian perspective. Let's look at things from how things went on from England's side. They started off with Lord anchoring into the batsman, he not giving them any room, and then snapping out a very quick wicket of Gautam Gambhir, which actually put India under some amount of pressure early on. But what happened the next? It was something was very uncharacteristic of India. They did try a lot. With the bowling combinations. Even at some point of time, Zafar Ansari was bowling with the hard new ball, the second new ball. But they could not trouble Indians at all. Was this good batting or just the wicket which is preventing the bowlers to have any kind of skill?
I think the wicket was good for the bat on. We have to give credit to the Indian batsmen here, and there was a bit of lack of experience from the English bowlers. They have not played a lot of cricket in these conditions. And again, somebody like Ashwin Sari is just playing a second test. Most of the time he's played most of his cricket in the county circuit in England. So this is a learning experience for them. If you see the new ball bowler, Chris Hope, this is his first India too.
Yeah.
So I think eventually as the tournament progresses, the series progresses, the English bowlers will also get better, and we have to give it to the Indian batsmen. Pujara and Vijay both, they are known to play the way they did. We just got a comment from Vishal Prasad. He says that you should appreciate the kind of temperament and consistency Pujara showed, especially after getting hit on his helmet 3 times.
Exactly, everyone was very brave of Pujara, but at the same time, it is still very concerning for India because he is the top-notch batsman. He is still settling in at number 3. He came out to the scene at somewhere around 2010. Then from 2012 onwards, he's been a regular member of the Indian team. But after all these years, 3-4 years, he has not been able to cement his position at number 3. It is also because of his not just his own fault. It is also because of the fact that there has been a very intense competition, and it is only heating up with the likes of KL Rahul, Karun Nair, even Rohit Sharma also doing their weight. Shikhar Dhawan also Shikhar Dhawan also competing very intensely for the top spot. But what is worrying for India is Cheteshwar Pujara's frailties against the short ball second and the ball which comes into it. England have studied, done their study very well. They have done their homework. What they did with it was really surprising. Chris Wokes was the only bowler who was trying to bounce out Cheteshwar Pujara and not Broad, who was a far better hitter than bowler. What Broad was trying to do was to angle the ball into the batsman, doing a lot more full line. So that is something that I thought was wrong from England, but because had they tried Broad going into the right-handers, short deliveries and all, it might have made some difference.
Definitely, yeah. And coming back to Pujara, in subcontinent conditions, he has been brilliant. He has not been getting a lot of runs outside India, so that is a concerning bit. But coming back to this test, I think he's done a
fantastic. Now, another fantastic part of what India can be really proud of is the use of the DRS. England are one team which have had DRS since many years. But if you look at the last 3 days, the kind of decisions which England have made and which India have made. India have actually outdone England in terms of thinking because starting from the first wicket on the first day, Alistair Cook, I mean, he was not out. He did not think that the DRS was there, and then he could have used it. And even the two more appeals, DRS appeals, which England unsuccessfully made in their first innings. Compared to what India decided was very good to see because India has shown a lot more maturity. This is the first time after many long years that they're using the DRS. They have only watched teams making mistakes and teams making advantage of it only on the television for a major part of the day. But right now in this test they have used it very well, isn't it?
Yeah, they have used it very well because prior to this series, I was just digging out some stats. India's success rate with DRS in international cricket was 22%, and that is why we can understand where the Indians are coming from. They have used DRS and they have not been successful. That is the reason probably they were not happy with this system. But in this test, I think they have used it brilliantly because Gautam Gambhir, after we was just LBW and spoke
He went
to
and spoke to
Vijay.
Vijay.
They decided not to go for it, and it was a right decision. Even for Pujara, yeah, I mean, he knew that the ball was a bit probably hit high. So he had to
But with naked eye, it actually looked like the Pujara was down. Isn't it?
that is why we can say that it was a good decision because to make it, I did look out even the replays. I mean, the first couple of replays it did look he was out. But yeah, like the height factor helped him, and that is the idea. I mean, that was the difference. Pujara could have been out for 87, he ended up scoring 124.
Yeah. Coming back to how the game is going to pan out. England still ahead by 218 runs. India still leading a lot more to do. The job is half done, you can say, because what India can be expected to do is to take at least some amount of lead in the first innings. But what is surprising to see was you were expecting the cracks on the pitch to have some amount of say in the game, but on the third day, not a single ball actually bounced. I mean, there were a few deliveries which actually bounced a little more than expected, but the cracks they created no impact at all.
Yes, there was some that Adil Rashid over where he got his cookies right and he got the ball to turn. But yeah, apart from that, the pitch has been completely batsman friendly. So let's wait and watch what happens.
Can we expect it to turn start turning around later in the fourth day?
Yeah, I think so, and I think that is what the groundsman will also be planning for. And Dikshant Gupta writes, will India be able to bat till tea tomorrow?
Definitely, there is a lot of batting left. It's just not England who bat very deep. I mean, if you look at India, they have Ravichandra Ashwin, then there is Ravindra Jadeja, Mohammad Shami can bat, there is Imad Shah as well. It is a long batting left for India. There is Virat Kohli and Ajay Rahane who are yet to bat, and they have had complete one full day of rest. I mean, they were out there on the field for more than 1.5 days. But starting from the tea session yesterday till tea today, Virat Kohli was there in the pavilion having a lot of rest. So his body the tiredness would have definitely could not be there anymore for Virat Kohli. Ajinkya Rahane has obviously got a little more rest compared to Virat Kohli. So these young men will be very eager to go out there and get some runs on this wicket and continue making a very strong statement against the Indian side.
And both these batsmen, they actually bat well together. And
yes,
I mean the last season the partnership that they had was phenomenal. And even if we look at their average, the partnership average is pretty high. It's over 60.
What we have right now is India being behind by 218 more runs. They will have to bat really well for at least next two more sessions. That is till tea tomorrow to negate the advantage, whatever advantage England still hold in the game. England tried really hard. They had the second new ball as well, but their bowlers could not get the wickets. Just could not get the wickets, and there were a few dropped chances as well, and some bad fielding efforts as well. But that has been the part and parcel of the game. This test in particular. This is all we have for today. Right now, please keep following cricketcountry.com for all the updates. We have the live blogs up and running in the English language as well as in Hindi language. We'll be back tomorrow morning once again with the analysis of the start of the 4 days play. Let's hope that India continue to fight really hard as they have done throughout the third day. On the fourth day as well, Virat Kohli is there batting on 20 odd runs. Ajinkya Rahane to come, a lot of batting left as well. So you can expect India to come out all guns blazing tomorrow. Thank you for now.